Okay, welcome to the third session of this lab. So in this lab, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss about the configuration of OSPF with the help of a Cisco router and the switches with the help of DSP. Okay, so for that purpose, we needed to PC and to Cisco light to switches and the router also. So what we are going to do is the environmental setup for our today session. Okay, so for that purpose, we assigned two different networks. Left side is called as one network and the right side is called as a different network. Here 1.0, 1.2 assigned for the PC1 and 2.2 is assigned for the PC2 and 1.1 is assigned for this network for left hand side and 2.3 is assigned for the right hand side network. Okay, so for that purpose, this is the environmental setup. So for our easy understanding purpose only, we are assigned the IP address like that. So now we are going for the configuration process. First, we need to send the IP address for the PC1. So before going to configuration, you must start all the devices. Don't forget to choose this button. Okay. Once you started means then only we can easily configure all the networking devices in this environmental setup. So go to the console. Now we are going to assign the IP address for the PC. What's the command for the assign the IP address? IP 192.168.1.2. Okay, plus 24, 26, 24. Also assigned. Now you can check the IP also. 1.2 is assigned for the first PC. Okay, and you must assign the default gateway for that IP address also. So for the system, so for that purpose, we need to assign a default gateway as 192.168.1.1, which means all the packets, all the information should be passed through this port. So whatsoever this IP is act as the default gateway because all the information from PC1 should be passed through this IP address. That's what we are giving the default gateway in this scenario. Okay. Now check the IP address. Previously, we didn't the gateway is not assigned. Now we assign the IP gateway for the PC1. Now check the IP for the PC1. So IP. Look at this. Now gateway is also assigned for the PC1. Okay. Now go with the PC2. So for PC2, what's the default gateway? 2.1. That is also we have to configure in the PC. So IP 192.168.1.2 class 24. The default gateway is 192.168.2. Now check the IP. So IP is assigned. Now we can check whether the two pieces are connected with each other. We have to check it because it is assigned, but whether the two pieces are connected, is it possible means let me check. Think 192.168.1.2. Because why? Because there is no configuration on the router, so there is no configuration from the router means we cannot the PC cannot be contact with each other. So what we are going to now, we are going to assign some IP address for the router 1 and router 1 and router 2. So we are having the two interfaces, router 1 and router 2. We are having the two interfaces. We have to assign the two different IP address for the both the different type of networks. So for that purpose, what we are going to do, I click on it for the console. It is to take some time because it's going to start the process. Okay, now open. Now we have to move for the configuration terminal on click T. Now send the IP address, IP address, IP address 192.168. Oh, first we have to go for the interfaces, interface, interface. So what are interfaces are available? You can check here. So exit. So interface. Let me check one by one what are the interfaces are available. Okay. Fast Ethernet port 0.0, fast Ethernet 0.1. Two interfaces. So for that process here is called as 0.0 and is called as a 0.1. Okay. So config T is to be assigned the IP address for the first interface 0.1, which means interface F 0.1. Okay, now enter to the particular interfaces. Now IP address, what is the IP address we have seen for the 0.1? 192.168.1.1 and the subnet mask, default subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Okay, and no shadow. This is the mandatory for each and every IP address command. Okay, now the status change into previously this was looking as a down interface. Now we got as a down. Now it's actively converted into state from down to now. We go for the interface 0.0 exit interface fast Ethernet 0.0 0.0. Now IP address. What is the IP address for 0.0? 1.0.1 and default subnet mask 255. What is the default subnet mask for class A? Yes, 255.0.0.0. Hmm? Hmm? Sure. Yes, it's fine. Hmm? Router configuration is also completed for the IP address configuration for the router one is completed. Now exit. Now check so interfaces. Exit. So interface. So both interfaces are actively activated now. Check here. Send over. Here also both are sent. Okay. Now we have to follow the same procedure for a no. First after that we have to assign the IP address router. Route should be advertised to the neighboring router also. For that purpose, what we are going to do? We have to go for the configuration. Go for the router and we have to create OSPF. We have to assign some numbers. Now the route OSPF configuration is entered. Now we have to assign the network address for the working procedure. So network address, what we are going to do, from here to here, we have to advertise that link information from here to here. So for that purpose, what we are going to do, advertise the process. We have to use the broadcast address 0.0.0 as well as 0. This is the IP address for the broadcasting 0.255.255.255 and area. Okay, it's updated. Now this link is this process will be advertised here. That information should be circulated here, and I mean that is broadcasted that all the information from this link, and this one also we need to do. So for that purpose, network 192.168.1.0, then remaining what is the product address 0.0.0.255 area 1. So first router configuration is successfully completed. Okay. Now what we have done, first we assign the IP address for the PC, then we assign the IP address for the routers, and we have created the configured the IP address for the both OSPF configuration is should be also completed in both interfaces. Now we have to check. Now we have to configure the router to also go to the console. It's taking time. Okay. So we have to also pick the then assign the IP address for interfaces. First go for the interfaces. Same fast Ethernet 0/0 and fast Ethernet 0/1 will be the fast Ethernet 0/0 is assigned for uh, this one. This is called the fast Ethernet 0/0. This link is called as a fast Ethernet 0/1. So first we assign the fast Ethernet 0/0 or 0/1 fast Ethernet 0/1. Assign the what is the IP address for the Ethernet fast Ethernet 0/1 IP address 192.168.2.1 and subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Shutdown. Okay. Now we assign the IP address for the fast Ethernet 0/0. Exit. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0. Now IP plus 10.0.0.2 default subnet mask 255.0.0. Shut off. This is mandatory command. Otherwise, the link cannot be updated. The routers will not be updated the status from down to up. So make sure that you must enter the no shutdown command after assigning the IP address for each and every interfaces. Okay. Now this the routing the IP assigning the IP address for the router is configured successfully. Now what we are going to do, we have to configure the broadcasting environment from the router 2 to router 1. That information should be enabled. So what we are going to do, again we have to go for the router configuration. So exit. After that, go for the router. For the router OS P8 to our network address should be given 10.0.0.0 space 55.255 area 1. Okay, now we have to configure that this one on this link also first the 0 bar 1 also. We have to configure, we have to advertise all the process for that network 192.168.2.0, which means 55.0.0.255. Okay, and the area 1. Now configuration of both the router and the species are completed successfully. Now what we are going to do? Now we have to check. Now both the router R1 and R2 are exchange the information, the route information between the R1 and R2. Now we have to check the route information. Exit, exit. Now check with the IP route. So IP route. Yes. Now check it. So what are informations are connected? Everything is updated here. What are informations are connected? Date is this Saturday is not set, and here what are connected? Static. So this one is connected, and what are the information? The OSP inner area is connected here. OSPF. This is also connected, and what are informations are what we have configured in the router and router 1 and router 2. That is updated in here. Okay. Now what we are going to do? We have to check the PC to PC1. So where is the PC1? Here, and here. Now check with the same thing command. Yes, it's connected. Like this. Everything working fine. Yes. Is that right? You check with the here also. Think 192.168. It's IP address for PC2 2.2. No, everything working fine. Look at this. All the connections are completed successfully. Is that right? So as of now, both the routers are advertise their information, route information to the both the routers. Now, as per our requirement, our OSPF lab configuration is successfully complete. Okay, thank you.